Hello everyone, my name is Jyoti and I am a CMA finalist. Welcome back to Relax School. In this video, we are going to talk about mandatory steps before CMA final examinations. So why does this video matter? If you are a CMA intermediate student who is confident in clearing your examinations this term, or if you are a CMA final student who have given one group or is willing to give both groups in the next term, this video will help you to ensure all your requirements are satisfied. So the first thing of the checklist would be complete your registration. So if you are giving your examinations in June term, you have to apply on or before 31st January. If you are giving your examinations in December term, you have to apply on or before 31st July. When it comes to extension of the registration or any updates regarding the registration, you can find it on the ICMAI website under news and updates section. Moving on to the admission process, you can either apply online via ICMAI student portal or visit your regional chapter. Now when it comes to paying the fees, right, you have two options. You can either pay the full fees or you can also pay it in the installments. So if you look on the right side, you will find a flow chart. This is from our institute website. It was regarding mandatory skill training for CMA intermediate students. So it was talking about eligibility of skill training, and if you look at it closely, you will find that if you paid the full course fees, you are eligible for skill training. If you paid first installment only, you are eligible for skill training after payment of the final installment. While this flyer is talking about the eligibility of skills training for CMA intermediate students, I have little to no experience because I paid the full fees. Alright. So if there are any CMA final students who has any experience regarding this eligibility and installment, right? If you have any experience regarding this connection, just comment down below because there is a lot of questions regarding skill training. So if this was a kind of a thing that is also applicable to CMA final or otherwise, just comment down and share your experiences, so this will be very helpful. Now I will give you some tips, or you can also call it a suggestion, right? So when you are registering for the course, understand that it will take at least 10 days to up to 2 months to get your books. So register in such a way that you can go through the institute study material before the examinations. Now moving on, second thing of the checklist would be practical training. 15-month practical training is mandatory for every student having registered for intermediate course on or after 11th February 2020. As much as I would love to talk about the list of organizations for practical training, this video will become very long and I want to focus on all the mandatory requirements, the deadlines, the due dates, what are the T forms, right? Now, you have to intimate the institute when you start your practical training and when you have completed your practical training. So T1 form is all about intimation for engagement of CMA students as trainees for PCMA or form of PCMA. That means if you are doing your training at practicing cost and management accountants or a form of practicing cost and management accountants. So T4 form is all about intimation for engagement of CMA students as trainees for company or organization. So if you are working as a trainee under company or organization. Next, as I said, if you have an experience in the same list of organizations or whatever that is there for requirement of practical training, where you have to do the practical training, if you have done that prior to this articleship, you can also claim exemption from the practical training. So when you're doing that, you have to go for T3 form. Next, the important thing is T5 form, practical training completion of course. They have made it into two forms now. There is T5 form, which is when you have completed at least 10 months of practical training. Then you have to file the T5A. If you look at the due dates, for the June term, the deadline is April 5. For December term, the deadline is October 5. So this basically means that you have to file this before the examinations. If you look at form T5B, This was for if you completed the 15 months practical training, then you are going to file the T5B form. And if you look at the due dates, for the June term, the due date is August 10. And for the December term, the due date is February 10. We know that the expected result date is August 11 and February 11 respectively. That means you have to file your T5B form before your result date. So all these things are important when it comes to practical training. The third thing of the checklist would be skill training. See, as a CMA final student, you have to finish SAP or Oracle. You have to finish business analytics and intelligence. You have to finish your industry oriented training program, which was IOTP. So when it comes to SAP or Oracle, according to the institute, it is in hybrid mode. That means you have to attend it physically and you also have to attend it online. But up until this point, it was completely online. And the second thing, business analytics and intelligence course, it is offered by NPTEL. So it is a completely online self-paced module. The third thing is industry oriented training program. This is completely physical. That means you have to go and attend a chapter for 10 days. Right, this was super important. Practical training was super important. Make sure you download all the certificates and relevant documents when it comes to practical training and skill training. So the tips and suggestions for this skill training would be check your mails regularly. So whenever the institute want to intimate you regarding skill training, they are going to send you a mail. So check your mail regularly. Alright, the second thing is registered when you get the mail. See, don't postpone your skill training. It is not very hard to complete the skill training. You have to give it a little bit of attention, that's it. Imagine if you postponed it and you don't know when you will receive another mail for skill training. So the best thing that you could do is that just register whenever you got the mail and finish it by the time it needs to be finished and download the completion certificate. This would be the best course of action that I would suggest. The fourth thing of the checklist would be exam application. An online application form with prescribed fees should be filed with relevant documents. Download your admit card when it's released. To put it out simply, the checklist would be something like this: registration done on time, T form submitted correctly, skill training and IOTP completed, exam forms submitted. That's it. So this is everything you need to know to appear for your CMA final examinations, guys. No surprises, no missed steps. This is Relax School. Subscribe for more exam guidance strategy videos. Don't forget to share your questions or experiences in the comments. Let's help grow each other.